Thank you. Boy, I'm getting old. First off, I want to say, Dr. Rob, thank you for having me. It's a good thing I didn't wear a purple shirt today. It's the same suit. Thanks for having me. Just to go back to the groups who came up and talked first, there's a few things that I want to mention. I can't remember who it was, but someone mentioned the eye contact throughout the room and looking directly at the camera. So if it's a press conference and there's multiple cameras there, you're not going to be fixated on one camera. So you're going to be able to look around and kind of pan through the room because there's going to be a camera set up here, there's going to be a camera in front of you and off to the right. So just keep that in mind. I can't remember who it was, but someone mentioned the eye contact looking directly into the camera. There's going to be multiple cameras, so I don't think that was a huge deal, but you also want to make sure you're kind of panning, looking into it, looking away. The variety of responses, I think it was a gentleman in a gray suit, purple shirt. So you mentioned something about the redundancy of EPA, DHA, I don't know the abbreviations for the company, but one thing that you have to remember, if you're giving bad information and you're reporting on something, it's probably better to just continue to say I don't know the information versus saying something that's going to be misleading or just giving out bad information. And the last thing I think is a very good thing for people who aren't good at public speaking. There's some people who are going to be naturals at it. They're going to get it, that everything, the room comes to them, they're taking their time. One thing you have to remember, so I'm up here right now, you guys are out there, you're sitting there listening to me, you're here for me, so there's truly no reason for me to rush. I can take my time, let the room come to me, step back if you start to lose it, take a deep breath. You don't need to mumble, you don't need to ramble off things that is not associated with the topic. You're in control of it, so you can take a step back, take a deep breath, and regain control of the room. So just a few tips that I think will be able to help you guys out. Next time you are put in a situation where you have to come up and talk about different issues. So just a little bit about myself. As you can see, Rasheed Marshall. So I played football here back in 2001, 2004. Not going to bore you with all that stuff. You've been here a long time. From Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I grew up, I have 3 older brothers. I grew up in a household, single parent mother, and I was the youngest of the 3 boys. So it was a bit challenging at times, but I was able to find a way to make it work. I went to Rasheed High School, John A. Rasheed High School. Some of the older gentlemen in here, I see there's different age groups. May remember Major Harris. If you don't, he was also a quarterback here at this university. He also went to Rasheed High School as well. So I graduated from Rasheed High School, then went to prep school at Valley Forge Military Academy, and that's when I arrived here at WVU. Best decision I ever made in my life to go to Valley Forge Military Academy. Probably some of the hardest days of my life, but some of the best days of my life as well. I was already pretty structured, pretty disciplined, but I needed to get away from just the everyday dealings of my surroundings. I needed to focus a little better, and it paid off for me. So once I got here to Morgantown, I was able to be coached by a guy who, again, you all may remember, Coach Bill Stewart, and at the time he was just a position coach, not yet a head coach. And one of the things he mentioned to me as soon as I got on campus, within a week, he told me things were going to be a little bit different. Morgantown is a very special place. You're going to be pretty much living in a fishbowl. But one thing I want you to understand is you're going to have different luxuries that other people are not going to be able to have. Whether they're just a student or former alumni, things are going to be a little different from you. So when you walk through the door to this building, and I'm talking about my own push car facility, you need to treat every single person with respect. And you know, you guys and girls can relate to that. There's things that people say to you that just stick, no matter what. You can remember something from 10 years old, 11 years old, that someone said to you and it just stuck. So whenever I walked through the door, whether it was a janitor, a secretary, a teammate, a coach, who may not have been my position coach, but always treated people with respect. And I think that was very important in my development as not only a player, but a person as well. Coach 2 was very big on that. And this all ties in together. You'll see where I'm going with it. But being a quarterback after, say, a bad game, after, you know, you might not want to talk to the media, things were bad. I've never thrown 4 interceptions in a game, but if I've thrown 4 interceptions in a game, you still have to go out there and talk to the media no matter what. And I never understood this, but a lot of guys from the press, they would always say, thank you for coming out, thank you for talking to us. And again, it was almost like my responsibility, being a quarterback, going out there and talking about what went right, what went wrong, and just sharing thoughts on the game. And they would always just thank me afterwards, like, you know, we appreciate your time, we know this isn't the best circumstances, but we appreciate it. So fast forward, getting into broadcasting, I remember it as clear as day. It was like early July. I was at home just doing some phone ring, and I realized the number was 304-685. That's the cell phone in Morgantown. Took the call, and it was one of the older guys from the media back in the day who would interview me. So I was presented with an opportunity to basically take the dive into the media world. And that's where it all came together for me. So unknowingly, over the years, I've known all of this networking, you know, interacting with media. And to this day, I'll tell you, oh, we thank you. You were one of the best in terms of coming out, talking to us on a bad day, and we truly appreciate that. So again, not knowing the relationships that I was building throughout the years I was here, it all paid off for me in the end.